Yes, 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 yes. You good, yeah? So, Abigail, let's talk about it. So, Abigail is a horror thriller movie that came out this year, and it's about a group of criminals who kidnap a 12-year-old daughter of a powerful underworld figure, holding her ransom in an isolated mansion. Their plan starts to unravel when they discover that a young captive is actually a bloodthirsty vampire. Oh, scary, scary. So before I even watched this movie, a lot of actors were familiar to me, like Angus Cloud that played Dean, Melissa Barrera that played Joey, Catherine Newton that played Sammy, Kevin Durant that played Peter, and that chicken guy from Breaking Bad. You know the chicken guy? I can't remember his name, Gus or whatever his name is. Yeah, that guy was scary in Breaking Bad, innit? But yeah, he's in it as well. So whenever I see that guy, I'm always just scared, innit? There was also other actors in this as well, but I'm not really too familiar with their work, so I don't really know what to say about them. Like I kind of just went into the movie just to see what they could do as well. But yeah, and also you got the girl Alicia Ware that played Abigail, being the main character. So yeah. So this was an interesting experience for me because this was the first time I've ever been to the cinema by myself to watch a movie. So when I was in a movie, I had more time to focus on the movie versus people, distracting me and talking. And also, there weren't many people in the cinema, so it was kind of good. I could watch the movie in peace and not have any, you know how it is nowadays. You've got people talking all the time when you're watching all these movies. So it was kind of nice that, the other people were well respected and yeah. So I think at the start of this movie, it's it's like a dark sort of tone. Like, I don't think it was ever sunny in this movie. Maybe it was, I can't remember. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a horror movie, innit? But at the same time, yeah, it was dark all the time. But you can tell the director Matt, who directed Scream 5 and Scream 6, by the way, which those movies are good as well. You can tell that I think he was trying to go for the comedic stuff as well. Like, yeah, it was a horror movie, but also, let's have a bit of fun. Let's make a bit of jokes here and there, which I feel like it worked. Angus Cloud, I thought he was good. He had a good sense of humor. I wasn't a fan of Peter, played by Kevin Durant's character. I just felt like he was a bit forced. I wasn't a fan of his jokes and stuff like that. So I was kind of like, people were laughing in the cinema. I was like, yeah, this ain't funny. Personally, for me, nothing against the actor. I just thought he was cringe. He kind of reminded me of he was like those sort of cliche, bulked up guys that are just beating people up, grabbing people up on the wall. Like Lincoln from Prison Break. Just grabbing people up on the wall and stuff. I don't know, I'm not really into those sort of characters. They're kind of just he was just there to just, I don't know, act stupid. And I was just I don't know, it just didn't work for me. I think the characters I cared about the most was Melissa's character. Because you got all these characters that, obviously in this mansion all locked up together and they're obviously trying to win, some money, which is why they kidnapped the girl, of course. What's wrong with me? Each of them have their own reasons as to why they're doing what they're doing, and then you kind of start to uncover their sort of personal aspects of who they are, why they're doing it, etc. I really liked Abigail a lot. She was really a convincing actor. Alicia, I felt like she did a good job at, convincing me that she's this, evil girl and whatnot. Because a lot of time you get these child actors, which I understand they're young in it, so they're not always going to be great, but that's always been a problem for me personally, because when you got characters that are played by younger actors, sometimes it can kind of ruin the character that they're trying to portray, because obviously a lot of child actors are not always the best, which, is whatever, you know what I mean? It is what it is, but I really thought she was really good. So yeah, I don't have anything bad to really say about her performance, other than that it made the film for me personally. I feel like if she wasn't great, I don't think I would have liked this movie a lot, because she was literally the main character. So, she kind of has to be held up high, you know what I mean, as an actor, because it's literally her movie. I do feel like they know when to balance the serious tone and also the comedy aspect. And I feel like Melissa and Abigail's character, they know when to, I feel like they help balance out the tone, because they're more of the serious characters where they show more emotions. I feel like their acting were more portrayed on screen, whereas other actors, I feel like they were just on it. They were on in the film to kind of be the funny parts of the film, you know what I mean? And I don't blame the actors for that. They were doing what they had to do, which is why I don't think they stood out to me personally. But that's not to say they were bad characters. I feel like if you're watching this movie, you're probably gonna like a lot of the actors and the characters in it. But for me personally, it just didn't work for me. But it depends. You might be different, so yeah. However, the actor Dan Stevens, who played actor, this guy was funny, man. Like, he wasn't like funny, but he was like funny to the point where, you know, I vibe with his sense of humor. You know what I mean? He wasn't like being corny or cringy. He had my type of sense of humor, so you know, you probably like him as well. I feel like if you're watching this movie, you're gonna like Angus Cloud and you're gonna like Dan Stevens, and I think you're gonna like Abigail. Like I said, I thought she was a good actor in this film, so yeah. But Dan Stevens, he was definitely I feel like Dan Stevens and also Angus Cloud were like the highlights when it comes to the comedy parts. I feel like Catherine Newton's character, in my opinion, she was just stupid, man. Like a stupid character, man. Like I don't know, man. I've seen the actor and other stuff, so I think she's a good actor as well. I just feel like in this movie, she was like a goldfish, man. Like I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just didn't like her character that much, but this is my opinion, innit? You probably might like her, but she didn't really have anything to do, so I was kind of like, I don't know, I was kind of like 50-50 with her because she was really like just, I don't know, just boring, to be honest. So yeah, those are the positive things I'd say. Abigail, Abigail's acting, of course, and Angus Cloud and Dan Stevens' characters, the comedy part at least. Those are like the positives for me. But yeah, and like I said, obviously the negative being, you know, Kevin Durant's character. Yeah, I wasn't digging his character still. I wasn't digging it personally. Just the whole one-liners, the corny, you know, lines, dialogue. You know what I mean? It just wasn't for me. Like I said, nothing against the actor. X-Men Origins, I've seen him in. He didn't do much in that either. I haven't really seen, to be honest, I haven't really seen this guy act really, to be honest. I can't really comment on his acting skills, but personally for me in this movie, I just didn't like him personally, so whatever. And another positive, I feel like the gore was good. The gore was good. For a vampire film, I feel like it was good enough. You know, I've seen a lot of vampire movies, and this definitely wasn't the goriest vampire movie I've seen, but it was definitely gory to the point where I guess you'd be happy with the gore, you know what I mean? And it's an interesting thing, you know, a ballerina that's a vampire, because you always get these different vampire laws, and I'm always interested to see how they change the law. Because you got Lost Boys, you know, that's like different laws on what they can do, what they can't do. You have like Twilight, you know, different aspects of what they can and what they can't do. So I was interested to see how they would like delve into the law and the vampire like abilities and stuff like that. And you know, I was happy with it, you know. I didn't mind. There was one thing I wasn't a fan of also. There was like a part where I feel like as I was watching the movie, it's like it was changing genres all the time, right? Or twice in my opinion. And I was kind of thinking like what am I watching here? Like what is this? Like I was just kind of confused, like because it kind of felt like there was parts when I was like, this movie's all over the place. But not to say that it was bad, but it's just I don't know. I didn't really dig the change in genre. I won't say what type of genre it changed to because that'll kind of be like a spoiler. But it was only like a few seconds or a few scenes to where it felt like it changed. So I wouldn't say it impacted the film too much, but yeah, that was a negative for me personally. I thought the special effects were good as well. Abigail's like vampire teeth and vampire look, because obviously it was mixed with, I think it was like mixed with practical effects and also obviously CGI and whatnot. And I thought they did a good job at, you know, giving me, you know, I don't know. I feel like the effects were good essentially. I don't think it was bad. When I was watching, I was like, damn, like this CGI is pretty good, and you know the practical effects was also good as well. Because there was a lot of gory scenes and it looked real to me. So I mean, I can't complain. But also as the film ended, I was kind of like sitting there thinking, okay, all right, like I didn't know what to think of the movie. I was like, I didn't think it was boring. Like, I wasn't bored, but at the same time, after the movie ended, I was like, okay, all right. Never hated it, never loved it, but it was good. Like, I'm kind of still in the middle. It's one of those movies where I've had to watch again to see, but whilst watching it, I was kind of like left with me being, I don't know. Like, I was just saying, I don't know, like what I thought of it. You know what I mean? But one thing I do know is that if you're into gore and into vampires, I think you will love it. I feel like some people overrate it a bit too high in my opinion because I've seen better vampire movies, but I definitely will check out if you're into like vampire, you know, vampire lore, you know, vampires in general. If you're into horror, I think you'd like it. There's probably other things I haven't talked about, but you know how it is, man. Your first YouTube video and like you're just going all over the place. I think I don't know how many times I said like literally in this video, but I think I think you'll like this movie if you're into horror. I'll definitely recommend anyone who likes horror to check it out at least. And like I said, Melissa's character and Alicia's character, they're literally the highlights of this whole film. I feel like if they weren't as good as they were, I think it would be like bad. I think it would be crap. So I feel like it's thanks to them that this movie is as good as it is. I feel like their characters were rubbish. I feel like it'll be one of those movies where I'll like be like meh. But because the acting was really good, I feel like it holds it high to like a decent, it kills 2 hours. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's amazing. I wouldn't say it's horrible, but I'd say it's good. So yeah, I'd recommend it. That's it. See ya.